Welcome to my channel Concepts in Electrical and Electronics Engineering. In the previous class we have discussed what is the resistance and electric circuit, Ohm's law and its limitations, color coding of a resistor and a potentiometer. So in this class we will see what is the effect of temperature on a resistance, what is the temperature coefficient of resistance, and derivation of a relation between the change in the resistance and change in the temperature. So effect of temperature on resistance. So in a conductor we have seen earlier that when the temperature increases in a conductor, resistance gets increases. Why the resistance gets increases? Actually the reason is when the temperature increases in a conductor, the vibration in molecules also occurs. So therefore collision of molecules increases. So when the collision of the molecules increases, what happens? The electron collision will also get increased. So when the electron collision will get increased, therefore that will decrease the average electron drift velocities. So it is nothing but we can consider a teacher is guiding a number of a 20 number of students, or he is making the number of students, these 20 number of students, from one place to another place. If they are in a group together, for him to make this from one place to another place, it is very easy. Suppose when the students are at different places, so therefore for him it is very difficult to carry the students from one place to another place. So therefore when the temperature increases, the collision of the electrons will take place, and these electrons are at different places. So therefore the electron drift velocity will get decreased. Obviously the resistance of the conducting material will get increased. So change in the resistance is different for different materials. So resistance we observed in some materials, it is increasing with increase in the temperature. That means change in the temperature, change in the resistance delta R is directly proportional to change in the temperature. Resistance of the conductors increases with the increase in the temperature, as we know. That means examples are gold, silver, aluminum and copper. These are the best examples where the temperature increases, the resistance also get increases. So the property of increasing of resistance with increasing of temperature is known as positive temperature coefficient of resistance. So similarly the vice versa. Suppose the decrease in the resistance happens when the increase in the temperature is done, definitely the material is said to have possessing the negative temperature coefficient of resistance. So the examples for the positive temperature coefficient of resistance is copper, silver and aluminum. We can observe a curve here. It is the curve is shown between the resistance and temperature. The resistance is getting increased when the temperature is increased. Similarly, the property of decreasing of resistance with increasing of temperature is known as negative temperature coefficient of resistance. Examples: a semiconductor, or it can be an insulator. You can observe the curve here, temperature versus the resistance. The resistance getting decreased with the increase in the temperature. So this increase in resistance delta R, it is directly proportional to initial resistance of the conductor. Mainly it is directly proportional to initial resistance of the conductor and directly proportional to rise in the temperature, and it also depends upon the nature of the conducting material. So let us see the resistance R naught at 0 degree centigrade. So when it is heated to T degree centigrade, so let the resistance at T degree centigrade be RT. Hence the change in the resistance is what? Delta R, that is equal to RT minus R naught, where RT is the final resistance and R naught is the initial resistance. When the temperature is increased from T naught to T naught degree centigrade to 0 degrees centigrade. So delta R is equal to RT minus R naught. So the change in the temperature, similarly change in the temperature delta T is equal to T minus 0 degree centigrade. So according to the above statement, now above statement we have said 3 points. One is the change in the resistance is directly proportional to initial resistance. So RT minus R naught is directly proportional to R naught. Let it be equation 1. Similarly, it is also directly proportional to the change in the temperature. So RT minus R naught is proportional to T degree centigrade minus 0 degree centigrade. Let it be the equation 2. So from the equations 1 and 2, one can write RT minus R naught proportional to R naught into T minus 0 degree centigrade. So which is equal to K R naught into T degree centigrade. Here let us define K as a constant term, and this constant K, it is also represented by the alpha, then it is known as a constant of proportionality. So RT minus R naught is equal to alpha into R naught into T. So hence alpha will become RT minus R naught divided by R naught into T. So therefore now the temperature coefficient of resistance, how it can be defined? It can be defined as the change in the resistance per unit initial resistance per unit rise of temperature in degree centigrade. From the above expression we can define this statement. So RT is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha into 2. From the above expression we can write this, so that this equation it is holds good for both rise as well as the fall in the temperature. We can consider that means when the rise in the temperature, therefore the increase in the resistance will occur. When the decrease in the temperature, so therefore the decrease in the resistance will occur. Let us see a curve between the temperature and resistance for the copper element. So you can observe the graph for a copper is as a straight line. When you consider at a 0 degrees, at 0 degrees centigrade, let the value of this resistance is R naught. As the temperature is increased, it is represented by RT, and when this line it is extended towards the minus time, therefore it is somewhere touching on minus 234.5 degrees centigrade, which mean to say what is the initial value of initial temperature initial temperature of the initial temperature, initial temperature of this is for a copper is minus 234.5 degrees centigrade. So the graph for a copper is practically a straight line. So the temperature it is cutting at minus 234.5 degrees centigrade. It means that the resistance of the copper conductor will become 0. So when does it is becoming 0? I mean when the resistance of this copper material is becoming 0, it means minus 234.5 degrees centigrade. So what we observe from this above figure is RT by R naught is equal to T plus 234.5 divided by 234.5. So it become from the above formula RT is equal to 1 plus R 40. So where alpha is equal to 1 by 234.5. So this value of alpha is at different temperatures, because in the above we have seen alpha is equal to how much it is 1 by 234.5. This is for only for a copper. Say suppose this alpha is different at different temperatures, so it is not constant and depends upon the initial temperature, because the initial temperature of this copper material what we have observed, it is the resistance is becoming 0 at T is equal to some value of 234.5. So it is not constant, it is varying with respect to the different materials. So let us consider, suppose a conductor is having a resistance or not at 0 degrees centigrade. Say it is at point A. When it is heated to T naught degree centigrade at point B. That means there is a increase in the temperature is considered here. So therefore, its resistance is RT after heating. It is given by RT, that is R naught into 1 plus alpha naught into T as per the above formula. So let it be the equation 1. Now suppose we have a conductor of resistance RT at temperature T naught degree centigrade. So let this conductor be cooled. Now initially it was increasing, rise in the temperature. Now when it decrease in the temperature, so decrease in the temperature from T naught degrees to 0 degree centigrade. So obviously now the initial point is at the B and final point is A. So what will happen now? So the final resistance or not, initially the initial resistance is here somewhere RT. Now the final resistance is RT. In this second case, it is given in terms of the initial temperatures. That means R naught is equal to RT into 1 plus alpha T into minus T, because the temperature is decreasing in nature. Let it be represented by minus T. So therefore RT into 1 minus alpha 1 into T. Let it be equation number 2. So from the above two equations, we can write alpha T is equal to RT minus R naught divided by RT into T. Substituting the value of RT from 1. So from the 1 we have RT. What is RT? RT is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha naught into 2. So substituting that value of RT from 1, we get alpha T is equal to R naught 1 plus alpha naught T minus R naught divided by R naught 1 plus alpha naught T into T. So after simplifying, you get alpha T is equal to alpha naught divided by 1 plus alpha naught T. Let it be the equation 4. So in general, we can make the expressions. So let us consider that alpha 1 is the temperature coefficient of the resistance at T1 degree centigrade, and alpha 2 is the temperature coefficient of resistance at T2 degree centigrade. So from the above equation 4, we have alpha 1 is equal to alpha naught divided by 1 plus alpha naught into T1, or inverse of this 1 by alpha 1 is equal to 1 plus alpha naught into T1 divided by alpha naught. Similarly, alpha 2, we can make it as 1 by alpha 2 is equal to 1 plus alpha naught into T2 divided by alpha naught. So subtracting one from the other, we get the expression alpha 2 is equal to 1 by 1 divided by alpha 1 plus T2 minus T1. So suppose in case R naught is not given, so then the relation between the known resistance R1 and at T1 and the unknown resistance R2 at T2 can be found by using these formulas. R2 is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha naught into T2, and R1 is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha naught into T1. So dividing these two, R2 by R1 is equal to 1 plus alpha naught into T2 divided by 1 plus alpha naught into T1. So simplifying this, R2 by R1 is equal to 1 plus alpha naught into T2 into 1 plus alpha naught into T1 whole power minus 1. So let us simplify this using the binomial theorem for expansion, and finally neglecting the square terms because of the lower value and higher powers of alpha naught into T, we get the expression 1 plus alpha naught into T2 into 1 minus alpha naught into T1. So when you neglect the terms alpha naught square into T1 into T2, because after multiplication you are going to get 1 plus alpha naught into T2 minus alpha naught into T1 plus alpha naught square into T1 and T2. Neglecting this term, you get R2 is equal to R1 into 1 plus alpha naught into T2 minus T1. So this is how you can calculate the unknown value of the resistance at a temperature T2 and the initial value of the resistance is not known. So this class we have discussed what is the effect of temperature on resistance for metals and for semiconductors and for insulators, and definition of temperature, coefficient of resistance, and relation between the change in resistance and change in the temperature. Thank you for watching the video.